Hello, T-Birds, Pink ladies, just happen to be watchers of my shit. My name is Jimmi Pynk, and this is episode 5, the final episode before the finale of the Boulet Brothers presents Dragula on Hey Queen TV. Now, fair warning, let me just do that. Boom. Some of y'all probably already seen these shoes once, but not on this fucking series, and that's what counts. Also, I've come to the realization after the last time I wore these glasses that these are absolutely awful glasses to do a review in. Some glasses I make like this, I can see out of them. These ain't one of them. So, we change, rearrange. It makes me demented. Seriously, the color's called demented. Anyway, I want to get into this, but the first thing I'm going to tell y'all, because you guys obviously know I shoot a lot of videos. Some of y'all are just here for the drag stuff, but I shoot a lot of videos. And I'm not real big on repeating shit. Let me be the first to tell you that once I put this look on, I'm like, oh, bitch, when the new series comes up, Witches Rebrew, this is definitely getting fucking recycled because I am feeling my oats. I'm feeling like Queen Witch 2017, no higher, no lower in this gig. Like, I'm feeling this. I'm feeling leather and dark and spooky and a little Stevie Nicks, and I'm fucking feeling my oats in this motherfucking outfit. So this will be getting recycled, just to let you know. Now, let's get up in this gig, which is the actual episode of Dragula. So we start off with the Boulet Brothers doing a skit. As I keep saying with these episodes, they are progressively getting better. They are progressively figuring out, you know, how to produce this as a television show and not just a stage show. For some of you guys that don't know, learn your drag history. Dragula is a pageant that the Boulet Brothers have been doing in West Hollywood. I believe sometimes in New York too, for years. So they're just kind of making it into a television format. This is new for them, but each episode has progressively gotten better. And it may have been going on all along, but only the last couple of episodes, last episode and this episode, that I really realized the Boulet Brothers were doing skits at the beginning, giving shout outs to movies. Last time it was Mommy Dearest. This time I was living for it all because the bitches was doing Death Become Her. Kids, my younger viewers, I tell y'all this all the time, know your drag icons. Bitch, if you ain't never seen the movie Death Becomes Her with Goldie Hawn and Meryl Streep, bitch, you have to. You have to. It is a must. If you are going to study drag, if you are going to do drag, y'all need to go pick up these old references because they are key. They will make you a better drag queen. And I was living for this. Okay. So, we see the girls for the first time. Now, mind you, this is the 5th episode, and there's only 6 episodes that we actually seen the girls not in drag. This is something that I did say on previous episodes that I felt like I wish we could see them not in drag sometimes. Well, this time we did. Okay. Here's my face cracks. I'm like, wait, Xander's not white? Wait, Frankie Doom is white? Like, girl, my face was cracked. I was like, oh, y'all know y'all be beating y'all faces all kind of different colors and shit, which I love. Because if I can't read your ethnicity through your makeup, bitch, I was like floored by that. I'm like, wait a minute, Xander ain't white? Then they show Frankie. I'm like, wait a minute, Frankie is white? Not that it matters. It's just, it goes to show you how much of an art form drag is. And these girls who are not just doing, I don't want to say basic drag, but let's say a more traditional drag. They're beating their face different colors. They're portraying themselves as like monsters and different creatures. So for me, it was very interesting that I can't clock your ethnicity. That's very interesting to me. Meatball, I knew, was either black or mixed. And Melissa B. Fierce, I knew, was Hispanic strictly off the fact of her accent. But she paints the prettiest out of the girls. I'm not saying the best. I'm saying the prettiest. She paints more towards a traditional drag a lot. So you can also clock her a lot better because her features are Hispanic. And she doesn't paint as severe as the other girls most of the time. They talk about this competition, and for me, and I say this to my viewers all the time, if you don't watch Dragula, this is not your cup of tea because you're not into the horror thing. It's not. And this episode is definitely another one that you may want to watch because the girls are actually discussing this competition as opposed to other pageants and things like that, where there is an artistry to this type of drag that's a little bit deeper. It's not, I mean, they were throwing a little bit of shade. Like, this girl can be like, yes, I'm going to go buy a bra and the panties and a wig, and this is going to be the gig tonight. Do a couple death drops and she win. Like, I get that. Because I'm a sucker for the death drop. I love a dancing queen. But thanks to shows like, I'll put it to you like this. RuPaul's Drag Race does not give me no huge array of drag to me. However, it did pique my interest in drag enough to go out and see other drag performers that are in the higher echelon, local drag shows, and just see what people are creating and what other people are doing. And it's not always be your prettiest and be in this category. Like, it's other stuff that could be done. And I will say it piques my interest for that. This show, to me, is phenomenal. Frankie Doom had said something about he had went to a show after season 4 of RuPaul's Drag Race, and somebody just walked in and was like, oh, bitch, you're fabulous. I love the Sharon Needles thing you're doing. And he's like, so what? Every time somebody is doing a spooky drag, is Sharon Needles now? This is what I mean. They were talking, and I wanted to say something that Xander said, because I feel like out of the whole conversation they were having, I felt what they were saying, but I felt like Xander summed it up the best. And I'm paraphrasing, but this is mostly basically what Xander said. I'm sorry if that's, let me see. Okay, the best thing about this style is it's intelligent. It's not just horror. It's a lot of pop culture and also LGBT figures from the past that are not brought up that much. This is more of a counterculture drag. And I think that he summed that up absolutely perfectly. Like, you do have right now what makes drag mainstream is RuPaul's Drag Race. And I don't think that you see a lot of styles on RuPaul's Drag Race. And then when you do see a style, for example, which I'll be the first person to tell you, I think Dora Delano used to be busted. She got some polish with her now, but she's not over drag. She's going for a very specific 90s grunge punk rock look. It's not a lot of pad. It doesn't require a cinch waist because it's just very loose form of drag. And as much as I give her shit on my reviews, because I always refer to her as busted, you conformed her into being a different type of drag queen than what she was, and that's why her ass fell apart on All-Star Season 2. She has her gig. She has a different style of fucking drag. I feel like RuPaul's Drag Race, and I understand it's a competition, does try to conform you into a box. Whereas this show, they had challenges too that said, okay, for example, this week was you had to perform and then you also had to do a photo shoot as a sea creature. Of course, there is going to be confines in a contest because there's a category. You can't just do everything that you want to do every week or else it's going to be hard to judge. But I think RuPaul's Drag Race tries to bend people into a certain box as opposed to this show, which really says, okay, we're going to help you with your drag, but we want your drag to still be your drag. You don't hear nobody talking about well, you need to cinch, you need to not wear your breast pads, you need to pad better. Like, you never heard them say anything like that. Everything was really, to me, everything was constructive criticism. Whereas sometimes on Drag Race, I do think them as just reads and they just being catty and bitchy for ratings. I do. Okay, let's get into the actual challenges. So the first person that comes on stage is Meatball. And I'm kind of living for Meatball's outfit. It's like this plastic skirt. There's a white shirt that says cunt. She's got like this burnt out fucking Beyonce beehive wig with like the back. But it's very cute. Even though like the whole outfit is like dripping in blood. It was like a really cute, fun look for a stage performance. I thought it was cute. I liked it. She pulled some dude up on stage. I didn't get it. After Meatball, because the way they did it, and yes, do I believe they may have borrowed this from Drag Race? I do. But they didn't do it the same way as Drag Race. Like, I'm kind of really starting to feel this show more than Drag Race, and I hope that it gets the viewers and it gets the attention of Worlds of Wonder that this eventually will be on TV with the higher production and the higher funds like Drag Race, because I think this will blow Drag Race out the water, I'm being honest. And I love, y'all know, Pink Ladies and T-Birds, y'all know I fucking love RuPaul's Drag Race. Been there since A1 day one. But this show, and I had this in my notes and I put it later, but I don't even have to look at my notes to say this. This show is so much more focused on the actual competition and the art of drag without all these backstories and bitchy catty and all of this stuff. This show is about fucking drag. And I'm fucking living for that. Like, ain't no shady edits to have somebody cussing somebody out or this and this and this and that and it's a problem. It ain't none of that. This show is specifically geared towards drag and this competition, and I honestly like it a lot better. But with that being said, so you have this organization when they first come out, they're doing, I guess it's called Mother now. We used to be Training Shack in San Francisco. They're doing a live performance. This is the first time they've ever been in front of a live performance for the competition. But it was a number. Like, the girls all picked the song to lip sync to, which was weird because Meatball and Melissa B. Strange picked the same song. So I wonder if it was like a handful of songs that they got licensed for and said, okay, you can pick out like these 5 songs, and just 2 of them happened to pick the same song, and they said, fuck it, we gonna let it ride because they did the same song. Anyway, but they cut it together with the theme song of Dragula. Like, each performer came out, did like a verse of their song or whatever, and got back off. The next one came out. It wasn't no break in between. It was like a continuous show with these 4 girls. I really, really like that, and nobody is pushing they whack ass music available on iTunes. Shade, yes, that was a fucking read. So after Meatball performed, Vander came out. Now, Vander always looks fucking sickening. I think we can all agree Xander's look is always on point. For it to be still very Dragula, it's very, very polished. She's probably the most polished queen. Her and Melissa B. Fierce are definitely the most polished, but Melissa's look can be translated to a RuPaul's Drag Race and probably still do very, very well, where I'm not sure if Xander's would. What I mean by that is Xander's look is very, very specific. Actually, our 2 judges, again, know your drag history, our 2 judges, Peaches Christ and Heckelina, are kind of like the founders of like the alternative drag, and they summed it up. They were like, you're very, not so much punk, but goth, kind of Nostrafu. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right myself, but I took film classes, so I know of Nostrafu. I never could pronounce it, but it's the old school black and white Dracula film with the dude with the fucked up face. But like, they nailed that. But her look is always good. I did feel like the transition was sloppy, but it was eye-catching. Like, she definitely had something with her, which I was like, there was actually no winner of the challenge, because I was like, oh, I really think Xander gonna win the whole thing, because they've been on his dick from day one. And at first I was getting kind of irritated with it, but the more that I started watching it, I was like, but damn, he is kind of running away with it, because he's sickening, you know. But that look was very good. What I did not like was this humongous cardboard pentagram. And I understand now, after the fact, that she was doing a song called Rich Italian Satanist. But like, that just big ass cardboard, like, they was loving it. I'm like, no, that cheapened her whole look. Her look is so polished. That costume is so good. And then you got this big ass cardboard pentagram that looked like the circle the inside of the DiGiorno pizza sit on. Like, it was huge. Like, it was not good. Flavor Flav pentagram made out of cardboard was not a good look. I did not like that part, but I liked everything else. Frankie Doom. Until I seen the second part of this show, I thought Frankie was going home. Like, again, I'm going to bring up Adore again, because Frankie's look is very unpolished by design. It's very unpolished by design. She's going to do ripstock, and she's going to do this wild, crazy hair. It's not coiffed pretty. Like, that's just kind of her aesthetic. Like, she is, of all of them, you want to talk about the punk rock fucking drag star? That's this bitch. It's very, it's very that, I should say. But I thought that she gave great energy. The judges disagreed. The judges said, I don't feel like you should have whipped your dick out, or this and this and this and this. I said, y'all know y'all taping a TV show, right? So how was she supposed to whip her dick out? You think YouTube was just going to let that slide? Come on. Get a girl some fucking credit. Y'all is on TV. But I personally thought, until I seen Melissa, that she had the best energy on the stage. I thought she had the most energy. And if they're telling me that's her holding back on energy, goddamn, I can't wait to see her fucking live. And then finally we got Melissa B. Fierce, who has the right name, because bitch fierce. Now, the judges, was not feeling all the death drops. They felt like she overdid it. But I am a sucker for a dancing queen. I will say, yes, she did a shit ton of death drops. She did a whole lot of them. But at least she didn't do the same one over and over again. She backflipped into a death drop. She ran and split into a death drop. Like, she wasn't doing the same death drop over and over again. But you did only have this much time. And it was like 4 death drops. And that performance was only like 30 to 45 seconds. That was 4 death drops. That's like a death drop every like 9 seconds. It was a little bit much. But when they were doing the judges panel, and she was explaining, like, in LA, this is what I'm known for. I'm known for being like the death drop queen and the dancing queen. So if I'm going to come to a city where I've never performed that, I was trying to give them as much of what I am that I could. So I stacked it. I understood that. And ultimately, she ain't get eliminated, so obviously she doing something fucking right. I really liked her outfit. Like I said, she is I don't want to say the fishiest, but she's more mainstream drag than the rest of the girls. I mean, she's scary, she's fierce, she's definitely doing some more outlandish looks. But, I mean, this outfit was just like dripping in patent leather, like patent leather strips. Kind of almost like sexy Edward Scissorhands almost. And the outfit works for both. That's almost like what I have on right now. Okay? Let me stand up. Hopefully, okay? Yes. Does this fit me doing a review for Dragula? Absolutely. Could I do a review on regular RuPaul's Drag Race in this? Yes. Could I actually go out to the club, maybe not the fucking Spider-Man fucking cape and the wig, but I could wear this out in real life as a real girl and throw a blazer on with it. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not very, it's Dragula, but it's also much closer into crossing over into the mainstream. And what I can see, unless they have some kind of contract that she can't, I could see Melissa B. Fierce being on season 10 of RuPaul's Drag Race. Like, fuck it. I ain't win this because she's not going to win. Xander's going to win. I can't win this. I bet you I can go to Drag Race and turn that shit out, though. And I can see her being a contestant on the actual RuPaul's Drag Race and getting to at least top 5. But anyway, her energy on the stage outside of the death drops, she clearly had the most energy out of everybody. Just her performance was just more upbeat. She moved around the stage a lot more. And this is not even taking into consideration the death drops. Like, you can just tell she is a performer. She loves to dance. She loves to move on stage. The costume was very much a dance costume. And she slayed. So, then we have the second part of the challenge. Where am I at? Oh, we already at 20 minutes? Damn. The second part of the challenge was the sea monster, and we'll go over this quick. Melissa B. Fierce came out as a dragon. That shit was fucking dope. Meatball, I felt like I couldn't really see it. She picked very bad colors to be coming out of the sea, even though it was probably more realistic sea monster. But very, very bad colors. Xander was giving me like this weird orange flower, Finding Nemo realness. Like, I didn't really see sea creature, but the costume was dope. The makeup was dope. and her picture was fucking sickening. So was Melissa's. And then we have Frankie, which, if I'm honest, the makeup was fucking sweet as fuck. The costume was Ursula from The Little Mermaid. It was. Trident, fucking tentacles and all. It was Ursula from The Little Mermaid. But it was executed well. I just feel like it wasn't as creative as the rest of them, because if you think I'm doing a sea monster and I gotta do a photo shoot in the water, first thing you would think of, which, spoiler alert if you didn't fucking know, Ursula is fucking designed after a fucking drag queen. She's designed after Divine. So I felt like that was just a too on the nose reference. But the judges did it, and I said, based on everything, before they even said who was going to leave, I figured it was going to be Meatball. And it was. So, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I think I said a lot. I got into the schematics to drag a little bit too much on this video, and I took up all the time. But thank you for watching. The next episode, the final episode of this will be in 2 weeks, January 16th. So, I'll definitely be doing a review on that. Also, if you're into the spooky, supernatural, freaky shit, starting in 2017, I will be doing a series called Witches Rebrew, where I will be going back to old TV and movie, old media that has to do with witches, and I've already decided it's probably going to be one of those a month because it's going to take a little bit more time. But the first episode will be Practical Magic. That is currently on Netflix, so if you want to get a refresher on the movie before my review comes out so that you know what I'm talking about, or maybe it makes you just go watch Practical Magic. Either way. But thanks for rocking with me. Happy 2017. Happy New Year. And that's it. This is